Hello friends, in this video we will try to write a program in Java to find out whether a number is Pronic number or not. So let's figure out what is a Pronic number. A Pronic number is a number which is a product of two consecutive integers, that is, a number of the form n and plus 1. The study of these numbers dates back to Aristotle. They are also called oblong numbers, heteromachic numbers or rectangular numbers. In simple words, we are trying to find out the factors of a number who are consecutive, and if they are multiplied, they are equivalent to the number. So let's understand this by an examples. For instance, 42 has two factors 6 and 7 which are consecutive, and if they are multiplied, they are equivalent to 42. Similarly, 12 has factors 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, but it has two consecutive factors 3 and 4 which when multiplied are equivalent to 12, and 5 and 6 stands for 30. I want to keep this video as short and crisp as possible. That's why I'm not live coding in this video, whereas I'm trying to explain with code which I have already written on the console. So let's start decoding each line and understand what each line means. First is public class Pronic, where we declare the class, and within that we have stated public static void main, which is nothing but a main function for the Java program. After that, let's take a look for the n variable, which is 20 number. This variable n holds the number we want to check whether it is Pronic or not. K is a variable which we will understand later what its purpose is. Flag variable is used to determine whether the number is Pronic or not. If the value of flag is 0, it means it's a non-Pronic number, and if it's changed to 1, that means a number is a Pronic number. I is a variable which we will use to iterate the loops. So let's understand what our for loop is doing here. For I is equal to 2, I is less than n by 2, I plus plus. This loop has been written to find out the factors of the number n. It starts from the value 2. Why 2? Because everybody knows that 1 is always a factor. So we will start with the value 2, and the limit is I is less than equal to n by 2. That means since we know that any number will do not have factors larger than n by 2. By that I mean, let's take a number 10. 10 divided by 2, 5. So there would be no factors which is greater than 5 of 10. That's why to increase the complexity efficiency of this loop, I have considered limit as n by 2. I plus plus means for every end of the loop, the value of I would be increased by 1. Let's come inside for loop and check our first condition if n mod I is equal to 0. This condition has been written to check whether n is divisible by I. I want you to take notice of it that here we are using mod division. Mod division means that the remainder should be 0 to check whether the number is divisible or not by I. Within the if loop, there is another condition if I minus k is equal to 1 and I into k is equal to n, and if it stands true, we will make the flag 1 and we will break the loop and we will come outside. Else we will make the value of k I, or we will update the value of k to I. Now I want you to notice that if n is divisible by I, that means I is a factor of n. That means we can go ahead and check whether the I and the previous factor k. I had mentioned earlier that I will tell you what is the purpose of k. So k is nothing but a variable which will hold the previous value of previous factor. So if I, which is the current factor, minus the previous factor is equal to 1, and their product is also equivalent to n, the original number which we want to check whether it is pronic or not, we will update the value of flag to 1, and we will break out of the loop and will go outside and check for the value of flag. Else, if n is divisible by, that means I is a factor of n, but I and k maybe their subtraction doesn't yield to 1, or their product is not equal to n, in that case we will update the value of k to I, and we will continue our loop which is going on. Once we come outside of the loop, we check the value of flag. If the value of flag is 0, that means the number n is not a pronic number. Whereas if the value of flag has been updated to 1, that means the number n is a pronic number. If you still have any queries regarding this program or something you don't understand, please leave them in comment section, and I'll try as my best to come back to you and explain it to you. Thank you.